Hi! So, contrary to public belief, self-care is not going to a spa and having a glass of champagne. Hi, I'm Dupe and I am the founder of Thrive Alcohol-free. I am an alcohol-free wellbeing and transformational coach, and I'm also the author of A Cocktail of Clarity and the podcast host of Thrive Alcohol-free. So we're on day 6. The reason I said who I was is for anyone who might be starting today, who might be thinking, is it too late? You can absolutely join in on the challenge. And I've also had some comments and some DMs where people have congratulated me on being on day 1. Well, I'm actually on day 1366, so I'm nearly 4 years alcohol-free. My aim for this month of alcohol-free August is to help you. So as a coach, I'm really on a mission to help as many people as I can to discover that ditching drinking is the best kept secret. It's an amazing thing. You're only gaining and not giving anything up, and it leads to a life of thriving. And so I am here for the month, and I'm going live every month to help you, to give you a tip every day to keep you going. So if you haven't started and today is the first time you stumbled across this, it's a sign. Look at it as a sign. If you've been thinking about taking a break from drinking, then today is the day. Why not take that break and see what happens for the rest of the month? And it's never too late, so you can jump in and join in anytime. And if you have been doing the challenge, but maybe you've had a drink yesterday, don't beat yourself up. You can absolutely start again today. Think about your why, think about the reason that you had the drink, and then also think about the reason you said you weren't going to drink. Think also about how you were feeling and what happened, and then reflect on that, and then decide whether or not you want to try again. But you are most welcome here. Life is all about progress, not perfection. Okay, so day 6 is self-care. And for me, I absolutely thought that self-care was going to the spa, having a lovely day out with my friends, and having a glass of champagne. Well, it's not that at all. Self-care is anything that brings you joy, anything that you can do that will help you to feel better in some way. And I like to think a lot of the self-care activities end with ing. So knitting, painting, singing, dancing, ing. Anything that ends with ing could be self-care. And it's up to you to decide what it is. And you can put self-care in different categories, and you can think about self-care from a personal perspective, from a spiritual perspective, from an emotional perspective, from a finance perspective. What is self-care for you? And just think about that and come up with a list, so that when you want to reach for that drink, you actually have things that you can do instead. And so I ended up creating a list. So before I go there, let me just say, different activities. I'm just going into my book, which is A Cocktail of Clarity, How to Ditch Drinking, Embody a Joyful New Identity, and Thrive Alcohol-free. So if you want to grab that during the month, feel free. Hopefully it will be helpful for you. It goes through my Thrive AF method, which takes you on a journey from foundations to first to freedom. And it really is my coaching method plus stories, which you can then use and apply. I ask you questions at the end of each chapter. You also have some journal prompts, and it's just a way to help you to really begin to thrive alcohol-free and on your journey of stopping drinking. So I thought I would read out. So in the December, I stopped drinking in November 2020, and in the December I actually wrote out 21 acts of self-care for 2021. And so I made this list, and I thought I'd just give you this list of things that I wrote out, which might help you on your journey if you're thinking about what can I do. And so I wrote But those are the lists I came up with and regularly did throughout the year. And I did throughout 2021, I did a lot of these things. So I'm going to go in no particular order, but some of the things I said was reading books, juicing, eating good food, staying connected, switching off from my phone, listening to podcasts, doing yoga, painting. I was doing painting by numbers, which I loved. Taking photos. I love taking photos. Baking. Keeping a glass jar. This is a really good one. Keeping a glass jar on the desk. And so this is an idea for you. You keep a glass jar on your desk and each week put in something that you are grateful for and something that you're proud of. And I found this a really helpful thing to do. And also at the end of the year you could go back and reflect on it, because we can all be really harsh on ourselves. And again, this is part of self-care. We can all be really harsh on ourselves, but you know, there's always something that we're grateful for. There's always something that we're proud of at the end of the week, and it could be really tiny, but just acknowledging that each week will help you feel better. I also said exercising 6 days a week for me was self-care, drinking 2 litres of water a day, and also keeping a journal. And so these were some of the things that I said were self-care. They weren't all 21, but hopefully that gives you some ideas and helps you to think about what can you do for self-care. I think people think they can't take time for themselves because they have to help everybody else and look after everybody else, and it's really not true. You know, we should be taking care of ourselves as well. And you talk about, I'm about to jump on a plane in the next couple of days heading back to the UK, but we talk a lot on the plane. You hear about putting your oxygen mask on before you help others, and the only way you can really be your full self and really just be able to help people and do the best you can is if you're looking after yourself. If you're unwell, if you are feeling exhausted, if you're feeling like everyone's pulling you in every direction, you just haven't got the time or the inclination to help others, and it can feel like a real chore and you can get resentful. And so absolutely put your own oxygen mask on first, and you know, just think about self-care and what it means to you, and make sure you're doing something every day that brings you joy. Anyway, the sun's setting here, so I am going to go, but I hope this is helpful, and do let me know if you have any questions. And as I said, you can grab my book. If you didn't yesterday, there's a free must-have, my top 10 must-have mocktail recipes. So if you were thinking about your alcohol-free drinks and you wanted inspiration, go and grab that in my profile. The link's there. And if there's anything else, if you've got any questions, then feel free to DM me or put them in the comments, and I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. You're doing amazing. Keep going. If you are just starting today, go for it. You've got nothing to lose, and I promise you at the end of the month you'll be a different person. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.